Hi my darlings, I'm Sophie Darling and welcome to my react to episode 7 of Frieren. I'm really excited to kind of see what this episode's going to be about, mainly because we've now gone north. I'm kind of curious as to what mischief we're going to get into. I'm hoping there's no sadness in these next couple of episodes, and it's not sadness because the show is sad, it's just, it's so cute that you can't help but get like emotionally connected to it and like emotionally worked up. So I'm kind of hoping this episode doesn't have that, because I don't want to cry at every single episode. Thankfully, episode 5 and 6, I didn't cry at. I'm hoping episodes 7 and 8, I don't cry at either, because that will be extremely awkward if so. We're going to get into the reactor, we're going to see how their adventures progress, and hopefully get to see a little bit more about the adventures that Frieren went on with her previous comrades, because we've been getting some flashbacks here and there, so we get to see those interactions, and I kind of really want to see more just because it's really sweet to see how much she remembers and how much that time means to her. So fingers crossed that we see more of that in this episode.
人類の魔法の階層、フランメ自体がおとぎ話のようなものだ。
おとぎ話か。
She was your mentor.
そうだね。それだけの年月が経った。あの人の顔を覚えているのは多分私だけだ。
I love that it starts off with like a flashback after I just said I wanted to see more, so it's kind of funny.
フリーレン様が早起きしてる。
それすごいことなの？
当たり前です。こういう時はしっかり褒めないと。
Why is that me?
何これ？
I also have to be praised for waking up early, so I completely get it. Sometimes you need to be told you're good for getting up early.
なあ、こんなことする必要あるのか？
不満なの？報酬は悪くないよ。
そうじゃなくて、魔法で場所を向こう側に運んだりできるだろう。
それだと後の人が。
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what about other people?
自分勝手だね、シュタルクは。
Yes, Stark. Her little smug smirk is so funny.
なあ、そのシュタルク様ってのやめない？落ち着かないんだ。年だってそんな変わらねえだろ？
It is quite formal.
そうですか。
Especially when you're gonna be traveling together for like 10 years.
さっさとこっち手伝って。早く。
そういうのじゃなくてさ、さん付けとかくん付け。
There's no in between. She was raised by Frieren. Like, come on.
愛想よくしてくれよ。傷つきやすいんだよ。
She's either formal or she's rude. Like, there's no in between.
最後に同族と会ったのも400年以上前だし、案外終わりは近いのかもね。
Oh. Oh, that would be so sad. I wonder if that's going to be something that then crops up throughout the series, is elves leaving the world.
人間は大げさだね。何でもかんでも祭りに従う。
魔族が倒されたのはもう80年以上も前になります。人間にとって何かを忘れ去るのに十分。
Let them enjoy things.
上出来だね。
リテイク5回か。
5.
早く終わりましたね。
God, he's
ヒメ
fussy.
ルってよく像を作ってもらっているよね。
僕たちは君と違って長く生きるわけじゃないから。後世にしっかりと僕のイケメンぶりを残しておかないと。
そろそろ宿に戻ろっか。
でも一番の理由は君が未来で一人ぼっちにならないよ
Oh,
うにするため
don't
だ。
do this to me.
何それ。
おとぎ話じゃない。僕たちは確かに実在したんだ。
It's so she can remember what they look like. Though I doubt she would ever be able to forget, but like, that's so sweet. I wonder if there's anyone in heaven for Stark to interact with. We know Fern We'll most likely see her dad. And Himmel will come to Frieren. So I wonder about Stark.
フリーレン様、街中ですよ。魔族だ。
Uh-oh.
グラナト伯爵、あなたの差し金ですか？
だが、街中で堂々と和睦の使者を手にかけるほど
Oh.
和睦の使者。
大方事情も知らぬ冒険者といったところだろう。
They're trying to coexist together, aren't they?
冷静で殺意のこもった冷たい目だ。
She's like, I don't understand, and I don't want to understand. It's on sight.
私を見るときは怯えながらも人を見る目をしている。
お前たち魔族は人の声真似をするだけの言葉の通じない猛獣だ。
屋敷の地下牢に入れておけ。
They're like, well, what do we do? Is this like part of a ploy? Because Fern is just so calm about this.
2、3年は反省しろってさ。
思ってたより短いね。後で魔導書の差し入れ持ってきて。フリーレン様は本当に時間を無駄にするのが好きですね。私だって痛くてここにいるわけじゃ
Yeah,
ない。
but they don't have 2 to 3 years to
魔
waste.
族が和睦の使者ってどういうことなの？担当大のアウラは知っていますよね。魔王直下の大魔族、七宝剣の一人でしょう。アウラは28年も前に力を取り戻しています。この町はその軍勢と長い間戦ってきたようなのですが、それで死者を受け入れたのか。悪手だね。魔族との対話なんて無駄な行為だ。
無駄ってことはねえだろ。言葉があるんだ。話し合いで解決するならそれに越したことはねえじゃねえか。
解決しないから無駄なんだよ。
勇者様、早くとどめを。
まだ子供だ。
それがどうしたというの？そいつは私たちの娘を飼い殺したのよ。
It's imitating their child, and Himmel's gonna hesitate because he's like, how can I kill a kid? But it's not a kid. It's a demon.
痛いよ。お母さん。
別に人を食わないと生きていけないってわけじゃないんだろう。償う機会を与えてやってもいいじゃないか。
村長。
Is this gonna come back to bite them? And this is why Frieren doesn't like demons, because they were given an opportunity and then wreaked
うちで
havoc.
手当てをしよう。ちょうど畑の手伝いを探していたところだ。
Because he showed kindness and kindness wasn't returned.
今殺しておかないと後悔するよ。だってあいつ。
フリーレン、僕たちには言葉がある。どうせこの村には滞在するんだ。様子を見ようじゃないか。
It's gonna prove it right, isn't it? Or maybe not. Oh.
なぜ村長を殺した？
やっぱりあの時殺しておくべきだったんだわ。
またです。あなたから毎日のように殺意を感じていました。私は平穏に過ごしたい。
It was trying to repent, but it didn't know how to repent.
私は何か選択を
Because it doesn't understand. It was a misunderstanding.
この子は人質に。もう止めないよね。
ああ。
お母さん。 お前たちは孤独を当たり前とする生物で、家族という概念すら存在しない。なのに、なんでお母さんなんて言葉を使うの？
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel as if it was learning, like it showed the capacity to learn and form attachments. It just completely misunderstood how to atone for what it did. It thought, if I replace what I took, then perhaps I'll be forgiven and I continue to live here in peace without fully understanding the consequence, you know, because how could she have known the consequence? But I don't think this is necessarily giving the impression that demons are all monsters and that potentially they do have the capacity to learn and develop. Just unfortunately in this scenario, it didn't quite pan out the way that they were wanting it to. I don't know, maybe we'll find out that Frieren's feelings are more misguided than she believes them to be, that, you know, maybe she has to unlearn that bias that she's taken on from all her time fighting demons. And we have to remember that she has no positive affiliation with demons. She has spent all this time fighting demons. Her task was to take down the Demon King, to destroy the Demon Empire, essentially. So of course she's not going to have any positive feelings towards them. They're seen as monsters and harbingers of destruction. Maybe part of her journey is unlearning that bias that she has towards demons. Maybe since she's been out of the north, they've developed and thrived and learned as a society. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's interesting though. I just feel as if like potentially a mistake was made here with this small child. Small demon child.
殺せなくなるでしょ。まるで魔法のような素敵な言葉。奴らにとっての言葉は人類を欺く術だ。
Or maybe I'm overthinking it.
言葉を話す魔物を魔族と定義づけた。
Maybe that was the case, but maybe they've changed. Maybe they've evolved and adapted and grown.
それより気になるのはあの魔法使いだ。あの顔どこかで。この町で彼女だけが我ら魔族の本質を。
Okay, maybe I'm too forgiving.
人を喰らう捕食者が人の言葉を話す理由などただ一つ。
分かり合うための言葉では。
Okay, I got it wrong. I would be eaten by a demon because I would have fallen for it. I'm wrong. I'm just gonna listen to Frieren and trust her decisions in this.
これは御前試合で陛下から賜った剣だ。
ご子息は今どちらに？
10年前にアウラとの戦いで死んだ。帰ってきたのはこの剣だけだ。デュグナ！お前たちを招き入れたのは息子の無念を晴らすためだ。
He's looking for a way to deceive him, isn't he?
きっと10年前と変わらぬままなのでしょう。
それがどうした？
私もあなた方に殺された父上の部屋はそのままにしてあります。もうやめにしませんか、グラナト卿。
I don't believe.
互いに血を流し、誰かを悲しませるつもりですか？
No, he's being deceptive. I don't believe
私
it.
たちには言葉があります。
He's exploiting his weakness, which is his son, and the loss of his son.
少し考える。
Because from what we've learned, demons don't even have attachments to parents. Yeah, what is a father? They don't have attachments to parents, so he's exploiting that human weakness, which is loss and mourning. Clever.
ところでリーニエ、ドラートの姿が見えないようだが。
邪魔者を消しに行くってさ。
Frieren?
先走ったな。若いやつは血の気が多くて困る。
Yep, Frieren.
客室に。
What?
断頭台のアウラが配下、首切り役人の一人、
ドラートだ。お前を殺しに来た。リグナー様の見立てによれば、この少女が我らの唯一の障害。こいつを始末すれば、あとはグラナと伯爵を懐柔するだけで、この町は容易に落ちる。
This isn't gonna end well for
言っ
him.
ておくけど私強いよ。
俺よりもか？
断頭台のアウラよりも。
Oh, this just got very interesting. We now have demons infiltrating human towns in an attempt to lower their guard. This just got very, very interesting to see how this progresses. I have a feeling they won't be in this town for long, but it won't be their last encounter with the demons. And here's me trying to like rationalize and humanize, and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe, you know, it's an unconscious bias that she has. No, she was right. She was right. I'm not going to doubt my girl again. She was 100% correct. They're just using speech to manipulate and lower the defenses of the town, because in doing so they get to capture the town, because if the defenses are lowered then it just allows people to like go in unhindered. So I was incorrect. They're using speech to manipulate and deceive, and I wanted to believe the good in people and that maybe, you know, they've changed and they've taken on human qualities and they're learning. No, Sophie's just wrong. I was wrong on that, but it is going to be super interesting to see other demons in the show, see what powers they're capable of, because when they were all preparing to fight, you saw the young demon girl had like a ball of magic and he was just stood there like he wasn't doing anything. So I was a bit like, what's his power? Because like he's not really doing anything to defend anybody, but as we've just seen, like he can literally just decapitate people with a flick of his finger, which is terrifying. But he has severely underestimated Frieren. He seems to think that he can just take Frieren out, that she's going to be a helpless elf. Oh no. Oh no. I'm wondering if he's able to deceive him in turn. I don't know. I have a feeling there's going to be like an epic battle between her and the demons, or like Stark and Fern are going to have to like fight on her behalf, but she can pull her staff out of like this like nether zone. Like she doesn't need to be holding it. The closest thing I can compare it to is kind of like if you've played Baldur's Gate 3, Gale pulls things from the weave, which is like the magic, like the in-between world of magic where like you can keep objects. So I guess that's kind of like the closest way I can describe it, is like there's like magic nether zone that's like not in the real world, but she can like pull things from it, because we've seen Fern do it with her staff. So I'm presuming Frieren's staff is also going to be in this like magic nether zone. She'll be able to pull that out and use it, maybe, or maybe she can cast magic without her staff. It wouldn't surprise me if she's learned how to cast magic without her staff, because, you know, she's been practicing magic for so long. That demon envoy, as soon as he said, oh yeah, my father, I like remembered back to Frieren saying they don't have family connections. Demons don't raise children. So the minute he was like, oh yeah, I left my father's room that way, when you killed him, to try and like empathize and sympathize with him, because he knows that this man is mourning the loss of his son, to leave someone's room the way that it was when they passed is a way of like mourning and remembering. So to try and connect with him on that level is such an exploitation of his weakness. And I knew instantly that as soon as they left, it was going to be like, I don't have a dad, you know. It's so cruel. It's so cruel to do that to him as a father who is giving you an opportunity to stay with him and to let his guard down and to try and unlearn that resentment and anger he has towards demons, to give peace a chance for the sake of his people and the prosperity of his town, only to have that goodwill turned against him by demons because they're just incapable of actually having those like connections. It's so sad, but I'm really excited to see what happens in the next episode, because it kind of left on a little bit of a cliffhanger. This is kind of like the first episode where it has left on a cliffhanger, because every other episode has kind of had like a finite conclusion, like it's not been dragged out into another episode. So that makes me think that this interaction with demons is going to be like a reoccurring thing, because it's interesting that they just didn't have it end. So yeah, we're gonna get into episode 8 because I really want to see what episode 8 is like. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye.